Hi guys. Okay, so welcome. This is our first ever official joined Anchored Empire and Beautifully Made team call. So we're so excited about this. Danielle and I both are very much in a rebuild phase. And I think a lot of you are either just getting started or also in a rebuild phase. So tonight we're going to be talking about why following up is the key to success. So why is it so hard? So we've got our volume board. The volume is just our team. We haven't actually figured out the logistics of merging this thing. I think moving forward, we'll just focus on the Success Club for the purpose of team call because that's easiest. But Laura and Danielle are both at Success Club 10. Yay, super exciting. Also want to toot Danielle's horn. She also had 2 returns. So she technically should be 14. Okay. All right. Liz, Quinn, Amber, and myself are at 4. I feel like I have so many people that are so close to pulling the trigger. I'm doing the things. I know that they will eventually say yes. Just keep on keeping on. Oh, sorry. And Sherry also, Danielle's new coach. All of us are at 4. And Caitlin, Jennifer, Michael, Melissa, and Michaela all are at 2. Now, these are as of Thursday, for at least for my team. So if it's different, please celebrate yourself in the chat so we can celebrate you. Absolutely incredible to Laura and Danielle. So really quickly, I just wanted to go over some things to be inviting to and following up to and trainings to look out for. February Bootcamp is what you're basically should be focusing on. People are, it's almost towards the end of January. We're focusing on, hey, let's get started with February. We'd love to have you. Now, also, this is a really fun thing. We're going to do Danielle and I are each going to do a live in our own team page this week to talk to you about something fun that Beachbody is doing. They just announced that they are doing they're going to do the 7-day. So there's a $7 bod and body pass that somebody can do. And from January 27th to February 3rd, guys, listen to this. You are going to be able to send as many people as possible a code for them to put in. So they will have a free 24-hour access to bod and body. Free. It's normally $7, which isn't expensive anyways, but now it's free. So you'll give them a code. You'll send them a share cart for the bod body day pass. You'll give them a code from January 27th to February 3rd. And then once they purchase it, they have 7 days to activate it. So we are going to take it one step farther, and Saturday, February 5th, that's not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we are going to run a 24-hour Love Your Body group. I said event, but I meant group. So we're going to have giveaways. We're going to have posts. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff. We're going to have some live Zoom links for workouts, all kinds of stuff. And so this is going to be like February Love Your Body kind of themed. Any questions about that, please drop it below, but it's not just one, it's one per person. So you can send it to literally everybody that has ever told you no, which is amazing. And Beachbody has never done that before. So we're going to do a live and we're going to kind of talk about how you can get the ball rolling with that. So obviously it's only till February 3rd. So we're going to make sure that sometime since you have 7 days, sometimes by February 1st, they're going to purchase it. And then once they activate it, they have 24 hours to use it. So they're going to activate it February 5th, unless they absolutely doesn't work for their schedule. They can do it another time, but our group will run Saturday for 24 hours. Next week's team call, we're going to go over how the group works and inviting and all that good stuff in detail. But this week we'll give you a quick little overview in our group. If you want to help us to run that group, we already have the posts and everything. It would just be you helping us out, scheduling some posts. We'd love to have you step into that leadership role. And then February is Team Cup. So let us know if you want a team. We'll help pair you up. And then March is where Autumn is launching her new 4-week gut protocol. So just some things to keep in mind. So tonight we are talking. Did I start the recording? I just had a total mind fart that I'm like, no. Okay. Anyways, anyone can be a coach. Reason 7,000 million bajillion. Okay. So here's my coach follow-up that I send. And this is not always this long. I just typed it out. Sometimes I usually do a voice message. So this is what I would say in a voice memo. I usually do not type them out because this would kind of look like a novel, but in a 1-minute message, it doesn't feel that way. So Hey, Alyssa, I just wanted to check in with you and share this recipe I'm going to make this week. I was thinking of you today because I know this may sound silly, but I put together a dream coach list and I put you on there. It may sound, blah, 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 but I just want you to know I believe in you so much and just know in my heart that you would be an amazing coach. You have the best energy and you are such a go-getter. If I would send you a video our team put together about what we do as coaches, would you just do me a favor and listen while you're folding the laundry or making dinner this week or just doing something mindless? No pressure either way. I just wanted you to know that you've been on my heart. Also, is there anything I can pray for you and your family for this week? I'd be honored to add you to my prayers. Can't wait to chat with you soon, love. And then I send a recipe or, hey, I saw this motivation quote or I saw a scripture, whatever. Every single time I send a message like this, people are like, oh my gosh, you were the sweetest. Thank you so much for checking in. That recipe sounds awesome. Thank you so much. Could definitely use some prayers for XYZ. And you are just so sweet. Yes, I'll check it out. Because I lifted them up and I motivated them and I told them why I think they'd be amazing at it. Even if they have no idea, they're just like willing to do it as a favor because of the energy I shared with them. I promise every single time I do something like this, it's just like people respond with like, you are the sweetest. Thank you. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. I'm just telling you it works. April, this is my follow-up for challenge groups. Hey, Jessica, here's a recipe I shared with my virtual bootcamp babes this week. It's so good. I would love for you to let me know if you try it. I'm putting together my February bootcamp and girl, I would love to have you and your energy in there. Do you have any goals you want to crush together? I would just absolutely love to be able to check in with each other. Would you be down to do it together? Like, that's it. Super simple. Off to you, Danielle.
All right. So mine is pretty, you're going to notice that I think the difference between them is you can see how we're relating to the people in their personal lives. So, hey, name, how did your vacation go last month? It looked incredible. Totally insta-stalked you. Haha. I wanted to follow up with you about coaching to see if now was a better time to chat about it. I think this would be a game changer for you. And it would be so fun to lock arms and do this together. Have you thought about it any further? Really simple. And I think that one thing that's always a turn on when I read through scripts, or I like to call them guides, because you're going to change them and personalize them, is the phrase that says, have you considered, or is now a better time? There's a lot less pressure on it than, do you want to join us? Or would you like more information? So that approach is definitely feels better to me too. And then, so for a customer, you could scroll. I don't think. For the challenge group follow-up, I put 2. So you got a ghosting one, right? Like you're always going to get people ghosting you. And I get it. Like every once in a while come across a message I didn't respond to. And I'm like, I don't even know how that happened. It's not like me to not respond. So I always follow up, even if they ghost me. Hey girl, I'm just following up to see if you saw my last message. I know I'm guilty of glancing at messages and then forgetting, just checking back to see what your thoughts were. Or just a basic follow-up. Hey, Susan, I'm working on my anchored wellness studio for February, getting all my babes ready for an epic month of chasing goals. Would now be a better time to get you in there with us? If so, tell me what goals you currently have. Okay, so April and I wanted to share with you guys follow-up systems and how we do it, because we can follow up all day long, but what's the proper way of following up, right? So I'll be the first to say that there's really no proper way. Everybody's got their own way, but the fortune is in the follow-up. So it is very, very vital to be following up with your people. For the simple fact of what I just showed you about, I can't tell you how many times people are like, my kid had to have opened that message, or I opened that message and my kid peed all over the carpet. This just happened to me recently. So good excuse. So anything simple like that. And for 7 years of my business, I was all pen and paper. There was no other system other than pen and paper. I do now use TeamZ, which is a great way to track your business, but you don't have to do it. And a little plug, your online office does have a tracking system similar to TeamZ as well that you can utilize completely free. TeamZ, I think I'm locked into grandfather pricing. So I think it's like $19.95 a month, but in all seriousness, it gives me the most sanity I could. I used it for a while, fell off with using it, wasn't consistent, and got overwhelmed, cancel it. And it was like, where'd my business go? That's how I felt. So I redid it and I've been consistent ever since. For me, it gives me structure. I love pen and paper, but it was messy for me. I wasn't very organized. So I'm going to show you guys how I use TeamZ. And as far as follow-ups, I always, from the initial invite, I always follow up 2 days later, then another 2 days, whether they respond or not. If they respond, I'm still going to follow up 2 days later and keep the conversation going. And then if I still ain't getting answers 3 weeks later, I'm going to stalk their social media. I probably already have. Every time I go to message someone, I'm looking at their social media. I'm responding to their stories and connecting and engaging. So 3 weeks later, I'm going to purposely go to their profile and comment on stuff and watch their stories. And because sometimes just that initial response to a story or a comment on their post is like, oh crap, I forgot to respond to her message and I don't even need to message them. Okay. And here's another thing too, that 3 weeks later, after I've 531 went and commented and engaged, I'm going to drop them a message that's not Beachbody related, because Danielle isn't a Beachbody coach. I am way more than that. And I care way more about them than just their health and fitness goals. Like, I care about their lives. I love that Jessica's sitting on here with a Cavalier King Charles, just like mine. I'm obsessed with that. Right. So like, I'm going to engage with that personal connection right there because it's important to me. I don't want them to think that every time I'm talking to them, I want to talk about business. So this is very, very important. Have non-Beachbody related messages too. That's also what grows your relationship. And then that next week, I'll send another invite for the next boot camp. So let's say I send an invite on January 1st, no response. 2 days later, send an invite, no response. 3 weeks later, I'm going and looking at their page and commenting, messaging them a non-Beachbody message. And then the next week, I'm going to send them an invite for the following boot camp for the next month. Well, I guess I already talked about this. So I'm going to show you TeamZ after I talk about this. Organization systems are pen and paper, TeamZ, Google Streak. April and I never got on board with that. I am not an email person. I do use email, but not like super structured, and I couldn't get into it. But some people love Google Streak. And there's so many YouTube videos explaining how to do it. And IG collections. So if you haven't gotten into collections yet, this is really, really helpful. So I'm going to try to show you guys really quick. Okay. Oh, I'm on a tiny screen. Ain't I? You guys can't even see it. So let's stop the share for a sec. Okay.
I'll stop the share and then we can do
the TeamZ.
Yes. Can everyone, if you don't have it, I don't know if it'll do it, but if you do speaker view under view and speaker view. Oh, hold on, let me mute everyone.
What's speaker view?
So if you go to view and then speaker view, as you're speaking, the speaker should be the main person on your screen. Not you, but I mean like other people to see.
Oh, I got you. Yes. I thought you were saying when I'll share my screen. Okay.
No.
So on your Instagram, when you go up to these 3 lines up here, it's probably kind of dark. Let's see. Is that better? Yes, that's better.
Yeah, I can see it.
So you're going to go up here and you're going to go to saved, and you're going to have tons of little categorized collections. Okay. So start organizing your collections. So an example I had in that slide is I have one that's January relationships. So I have a collection of all the people I've been building relationships with in January. I have a collection of all invites from today. So I have January 24th invites. Okay. So you can categorize these. I have dream team. I have recipes and let's see, inspiration posts that I want to use that I maybe would recreate.
I have one just for reels, like reels I want to do. I add to that.
Reels, holistic health things. So like, even if I have friends that are in holistic health, they're in one category too, because that's a different kind of relationship that I have with them. Whatever, you can save them in different collections. So that way it's easier to follow up, because if I put the names down of all the people I talk to, that's so time consuming, especially doing it on TeamZ. If I was to plug every individual name in there, it takes so much time. Where this, Makes it way quicker. That way you go into the folder and then you can just go through and connect with all those people in that folder and stay consistent with it. Okay.
I also don't track people unless they respond back to me. Like I just connect with people and do like tally marks. If they're absolutely like a dream team, I will add them to a collection or something. But I'm just like tallying how many connections I make and how many I'm not really like, until they respond back and like have some type of interest, I'm not even like tracking them. So you can do however you want. But for me, when I'm like really talking to a lot of people and doing things, like I'm only tracking the people that are responding back or engaging with me. So I actually have a call that I'll share. And Danielle can share with you guys too. But and it was Michelle Calhill, and she went through exactly how she does her IG collections, and we'll break that out farther.
Yeah, I think that's one of the calls that actually got me inspired to do that. What was I gonna say? I'm kind of half and half. It depends on the person if I'm going to track them. So even people that haven't responded, if I've never talked to them other than connecting on their stories and they haven't responded, but I feel like they would be great for my team, I'm still going to follow up with them. So it's kind of half and half. I'm not perfect, but okay. I'm going to share my host disabled participant screen sharing. I think you have to make me a co-host or something.
Okay, I can make you a host.
All right, do that. That should work.
There is a co-host option. I just don't know how to find it. Host. All right, you're gonna be the host.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks. Okay, so let me be totally transparent. I am not professional with TeamZ. I don't follow it the way a lot of people do because he has trainings. The guy who created it has trainings that teaches you how to use it. I don't use it the way he trains just because I have it very simplified. So take it as you want to take it. So today was one of my lower days where I didn't have very many prospects, customers, coaches, follow-ups to do. So when you get TeamZ, you get to upload your Facebook profile, all your customer list from your online office. I think that's it. I haven't seen anything for Instagram, but all of that is uploaded in here and it registers whether they're prospects, customers, coaches, follow-ups. Okay. So every time, let's say I logged on here right now, or I can show you this right now. I have one follow-up left for the day. It shows I haven't done much today because it was very low. I'm going to go message her and then I'm going to put in a reminder to follow up with her on Instagram in whatever days, whenever I want to follow her. So if I was sending her an invite today, I'd put 2 days. See how easy that is? So when I log in here, I'm going to, however many I did today, it's going to tell me, okay, you have 10 follow-ups today. And that way it's all tracking for me and I don't forget who to follow up with on what day. I love you too. So much. So, okay, here's prospects. So this is like people from my Facebook. Okay. So I would go through and I would connect with prospects. Then I have customers from, I love you too, babe, from my Beachbody, my back office. And these are customers, whether there be customer leads, Success Club leads, or customers I've signed up in the past. That way I can engage with them. You can also send emails directly from here. I wish you could send Facebook and Instagram, but you can't yet. But you can directly send an email from here. Coaches, it reminds you to follow up with your coaches or talk to your coaches. And then honestly, for me, I put everybody in the follow-up category. That's just what I do. I will randomly go over and do some prospects, but I talk to so many people and I'm always engaging. I always want to make sure I'm keeping up with people. So if I talk to someone, they're going right here in my follow-up list. That's it. I don't put them anywhere specific unless, like, let's say this girl signed up as a coach. I will mark her. You can go to details and you can swap it right down here to coach or customer. And then here's another cool thing too. You can, let's say her and I talked about coaching. I can put in here coach or coach prospect or dream team. And we talked about 21-day fix, and we talked about 80-day obsession, talked about a wedding coming up. You know, you can put all these tags in there. So if you're wanting all the people that have done 21-day fix, you can search up here and it'll pull all the people you've added that tag for. Kind of cool. I don't ever do that, but it is pretty cool. If I was more organized, I'd do that. But it is a cool system. And then you can also, this is just like the online office. So if you haven't looked at the tracker in your online office, it's like this too. You track your social posts, your personal development, your shake, your workout. And these numbers up here are indicators according to what your goal is. So when you sign up for TeamZ, if you decide you want to do TeamZ, you put in your specific goals. You have your income goals, you have your why, and you have everything. And let's say you want to hit Success Club 20. It's going to automatically generate how many prospects, customers you need to be messaging every single day. It's going to automatically have a specific number right here, and you have to fill that circle every day. So nothing super fancy. Like I said, I've done pen and paper, but I have 3 kids and I can't keep up with pen and paper. Every single paper I have has scribbles on it. So TeamZ saves me. I love it so much. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help any way that I can. But that's a quick rundown of how I do TeamZ.
I love that. And I just want to like reiterate, like Danielle and I both like use, well, I am paying for TeamZ. Am I using it? No, I'm committing to starting tomorrow. But you do not have to do it. You don't have to pay any extra because one, pen and paper works great. And Danielle and I both did pen and paper for 7-8 years. Like it works great as long as you have a system. If you want to do Google Streak, that's fine. If you want to do the digital bat, there's also like reminders and things like that. One thing I was just going to walk you through, I don't have it with you, what my notebook consists of. So what month is it? January. So I have January invites. I have a page. The next page is January follow-ups. The next page is, maybe if I have a free group so January, if I was doing a 24-hour body group, and then it would be January challengers who signed up, and then January coaches who signed up. With the January challengers, I've got added to groups, sent welcome email. You sent, welcome packet. And then for coaches, I have added to Facebook page, sent new coach checklist, like things like that. Super simple. And then once I've talked to somebody and they're like either a no or not right now, whatever, I also already have, even though it's January, I have a February follow-up list already made because they're going to go on there because I'm going to follow up with you every month, and I'm going to come with a place where I'm providing value, I'm sharing love, and they're going to be thankful for it.
One of the things I do, because my problem with pen and paper is if I was on the go, I never had my pen and paper. And I guess this could go both ways, but if I talk to someone that's not on Instagram, or maybe I do have them on Instagram, but I want to remember to keep up with them, I screenshot their name on my phone. I screenshot our message, I screenshot their profile. That way, when I get to my computer, I can plug them into TeamZ. Or yes, there is an app. I saw someone ask that, so I was going to show that. There is an app, so you can log in on your app and do it from there too. That's new, and it has been a game changer because I nurse. So I can't be on my computer when I'm nursing, and so I can work from my phone while I'm nursing. So that is super duper convenient. I haven't figured out if you can send out one mass email to multiple people. I don't think you can. I use Flowdesk for that. And yeah, so I don't know if you've used Flowdesk, Hannah, but that's what I use. I love Flowdesk. And I try to keep images out of it so that it doesn't go to their other folder, because sometimes Flowdesk can do that. I think that's, what were you saying? I was going to say something else and I forgot. You were talking about, that's it. Unless I missed another question. I think I got it.
No, I think that's it. I think right now Danielle and I are committing to keeping our calls to 30 minutes. Like we don't need to train you any more than that. So I just want to open it up to any questions. My house is really loud. I'm sorry. Just want to open it up to any questions. If you have any conversations or anything like that, that you're like, hey, this person said this, or how would you respond? Literally anything in your business. We are always going to have a Q&A short thing after for you guys to ask any questions. So does anybody have any questions about anything? It does not just have to be about following up.
I will say that I think it's super duper important that your feed and your stories reflect what you're talking about. Because if you go to follow up with someone and your stories or your feed is not talking about what you're doing and you're not proof of it, people are going to be like, who is this and what does she want? What is this thing? Right. So if you're proof, they're gonna be like, oh, I know what she's doing. Yeah. Like it's not going to be a shock to them. Michaela, or you got your hand raised?
I do. Since you guys said that it doesn't have to be about what we just talked about, I had a lender friend of mine call me and ask me specifically, how's your workout thing going? My hair, oh my gosh, what is going on? It's a he, which doesn't really matter because I know Beachbody is like for all genders and whatever. But I like really struggled with like what to say in that moment, because I was like, my passion isn't to help men. And I don't want to like, I just didn't know what to say. And so the next time like he talks about it with me, because I know he's going to say it again, because he asked me these types of questions all the time. I just would like to have like a better, like more inviting response as opposed to, oh, it's going really great. I love it so much.
Does your husband work out with you? Are you married?
Yeah, I am. I'm very self-conscious about my fitness. And he has been working out for the last like 12 years plus. So it makes me look, I don't know. I feel so uncomfortable working out with him. So we don't, but I would like to.
Well, then use him in the fact that you know how men are with workouts, right? My husband works out with me. But anytime a man approaches me, my husband's in the conversation. So it takes the awkwardness out of it.
Okay.
Right? Like, what does your husband do? Whether it's Beachbody or not, he's working out, he's active, and he cares about his health. Those are important things you can leverage in your conversations with a dude. And do you have any guys in your group?
No, I literally just started like three weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah. April, there's probably guys in your guys' challenge group, right? Maybe a couple.
Yeah, I do. I have 2 super regular ones that are showing up, and their husbands, their spouses, and their wives are in the group too. So, and I personally have a guy, he is so private. He's not going to engage in our groups, but I personally have a guy recently that has reached out, and I'm never going to say no to men. Like I feel like, bravo, if you're reaching out when I'm literally posting saying, ladies, mamas, women in my post, and you feel comfortable to reach out to me, like you obviously want it. So I'm never going to turn anybody away. Well, I lied. I have turned people away if I get creepy vibes, or I know that they are not reaching out truly for health and fitness. There's been times too. And I will also like, there's been times too, where I'm like, I've literally sent like ran it past Matt. Like, do you think this person wants to work out? And Matt's like, nope. That is not his motivation. So I'm very open and honest too. And this one guy that he was like, oh, well, you didn't respond. So I was like worried that I like got like I was inappropriate or something. And I said, well, truth, if you do say something out of line, I'm just going to tell you about it. And then I just, we won't work together. And like, I'm just like really open about it. But I'm never going to turn somebody away because they're connecting with you and things like that. So just talk to them in the same way you would, and explaining it the same way you would anybody. And don't be afraid to invite them to join. Specifically, obviously, you're speaking to your brand of women, but you are going to attract some men and things like that too. And yes, like if in my group, I have a couple of men too, so they won't be like lone rangers.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with being honest about that too. Like, honestly, like most our group is women, but we have a handful of guys in there and they're rocking it and getting amazing results, and share their experiences and what you've seen with them checking in. That's how I handle it every time, because I've been doing this for 9 years. And when a guy approaches me, it's still like, okay, I got to think about how I'm going to handle this. Great
And
question.
if they are approaching you for the wrong reasons, 9 out of 10 times, they're not going to sign up anyways. They're just going to want to talk to you. They're not going to sign up. Hannah said a friend of mine made a Facebook group for her male clients and her husband ran the group. He started to tell his guy friends about the group and now he's a 2-star diamond. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Dakota needs to up his game.
Yeah, Danielle's husband is a rock star as well. With the you know, his posts and things like that. So I think that's amazing. And I think honestly too, like if your spouse is ever like has that inkling of doing it, like just take a look at Kim and Jamie Fitzpatrick. Like they are just incredible. Like it's amazing. And for Matt, like that's just not his thing. Like his is like organized sports and things like that. He's never been somebody that's like, I'm going to push play on a workout. But what's really cool about Matt is that he knows enough about this business and about our workouts and things like that, that he gives me referrals all the time. And he is like aware of like who would be, he's like, hey, he sent me one girl. He's like, hey, I went to high school with her. I think that, you know, she might be interested in this. Or at one time somebody was talking about home workouts and like, she ended up being like a diamond coach that he referred to me. So wherever they are, or, you know, people are in your journey, there's a space for them to help you.
Okay, I have one more question. Since that was
Yeah.
like a very awkward silence. What do you say? Okay, obviously back to my husband, because he's so, again, he's been working out for a very long time. Very like focused nutrition, right? When I first signed up, he was like, you can never, he said this, and you guys are gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me. But he's like, I don't ever want you buying Shakeology again. He's like, it's a waste of your money. It's too many calories. It's not worth the money.
Too many calories. It's 160 calories.
Yeah. So then he pulls out his protein and it's like 80 calories for a scoop. But I was trying to explain it to him, but he was just not having it. So I'm like having a very, very hard time because it's supposed to be a meal replacement, not a protein shake.
Not
but he's
a
just like, it's
I'm
so
gonna
expensive.
let
Don't waste the
Danielle-
money.
I'm going to let Danielle take over because I can always talk to you about this. But I think for me personally, the biggest thing that I want to tell you is like, just prove it to him. Just prove it to him that it works, that you feel good. And like, I will get this paid for. I'm going to get my products paid for and then some. And by hitting Success Club 10 is your products paid for and then some. So you hitting that goal. But yes, exactly. Like Hannah said too, it's a superfood. It's like 72 vitamins and minerals. It's a meal replacement. Like no meal is ever going to be 80 calories. So telling him and looking at ingredients, but I'm going to let you, because I always have access to Michaela, Danielle. So feel free to.
It always gets me fired up because your protein shake does not have probiotics and prebiotics, digestive enzymes, adaptogens, vitamins, herbs, 70 superfoods. It doesn't have all that in it. And I think a lot of the times that husbands are so, maybe timid, or they just don't understand it. They're uneducated. They don't know what it is. So for me, when I signed up, my husband was 100% supportive, but he was not on the workouts. He had no idea what the heck Shakeology was. I had to show him by doing it, and I showed him videos. So videos are like, there's a new one Carl made this year, and then there's one by Tony Horton. All us seasoned coaches know the Tony Horton one. He literally is at the grocery store scanning all the things that are in Shakeology, and it's like $1 million, right? No, it's not that much, but it's outrageous. And you don't realize how much of the good nutrients are in that shake until you watch that. You're like, whoa, like you could, all these people are like, I eat healthy already. You don't eat what's in Shakeology. You do not get those nutrients. That's not in our soil anymore these days. I can grow as many gardens as I want in my backyard. I'm not going to get that kind of quality. And that's the thing is he just doesn't know. So showing him how you feel, the results, and if he's willing, let him watch one of those videos of Shakeology to show him what's in it. It's not the money, because you can go to Starbucks and spend more than what Shakeology is easily. Yeah. So educate him. Knowledge is power.
And I think it's like, I didn't know I mean, so he's been gone for like 3 or 4 weeks at this point now. And so I joined as I started as a coach and then he left. So we had like this big, like, make sure you don't ever spend more than you're like making and blah, 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 blah before he left. And he's like, don't ever spend any money on Shakeology because it's too expensive and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. That was my friend's reference in case anybody did not understand that or pick up on that. Thank you. Thank you, April. But we'll see.
I think you can just say too, like, well, I don't need your money. I'm gonna pay for it. That would be my response is like, I'm gonna hit Success Club 10 and then it's paid for and then some. So you do you, Bill, I'm gonna prove it to you. That's personally me. That may not be everybody. Okay, Danielle is sharing a YouTube video. And then Hannah said there's a great national wake-up call from a doctor who's also a coach, and she breaks down Shakeology versus protein shake. And that would be great too to share. There's also a podcast, the Team Beachbody Coach podcast, where all of the national wake-up calls are too. So that might be easy for, to listen to. But here's the thing too. I spent years going to a gastroenterologist, testing everything under the sun. I had, since I can remember, it was like 7 years old, every single time I ate, my stomach hurt. I was just like, I literally said, oh, my stomach hurts every time I ate without even thinking about it. I didn't even realize it was coming out of my mouth. I just always had stomach pains. So finally I'm in college. I'm like so tired of it. I do an elimination diet. I do all the tests. They test for celiac, they test for H. pylori, check my gallbladder, endoscopy, all of the things. They're like, I don't know, like you're just missing enzymes. You should just take probiotics 20 minutes before you eat. And that's all we can tell you. You must just not digest food right. I was so busy. I never knew when I was going to eat. So like I was so hit or miss with taking it 20 minutes before. A week into drinking Shakeology, I'm not exaggerating. A week into drinking Shakeology, I realized, oh my gosh, my stomach doesn't hurt. If you've ever been in chronic pain and you find something that changes your life, you're never going back. I have been drinking it for almost 9 years because I no longer am in pain because of the pre and probiotics that I just have to drink one time a day, not 20 minutes before my meal. And it helps me that much. So also being like a collector of testimonials and having your own story. How do you feel? How does it help you? And being really mindful, as you're being consistent drinking it every day, what changes do you see? And what feedback can you give him, kind of thing? I'm also excited for the 4-week gut protocol in March. I think that this is going to be really big for a lot of people too. And I think this will be a really good market that we haven't tapped into because the gut health and stuff like that is going to be huge for maybe people that are like, nah, I don't need a workout. The cool thing is it does come with 4 weeks of workouts and things like that. But I think it's going to be great. Jessica, do you have your hand raised?
Yeah. So I actually want to say thank you for that because I have problems with my stomach all the time. I can't keep any food down. And if I can't keep the food down, I'm just miserable the rest of the day. So that really helped after a week. So I'm definitely and I have parents that are not supportive of it at all. I live at home. I'm trying to find a house. It's very hard these days. But I think that will help me explain to my parents of why I think I should do Shakeology and coaching. Because years ago, I was good. I was healthy. I was in one of the best shapes of my life. And I'm actually grateful to Danielle for keep reaching out to me because I've given up on myself, but I know Danielle hasn't. So Danielle, again, I want to say thank you. And this meeting has helped because I almost didn't even come to this meeting. So I just want to say thanks.
Make me cry.
Oh, I'm so proud of you for being here, Jessica. So have you never tried Shakeology?
I did years ago, but my parents thought it was a waste of money because it was so much money.
Right.
And I've been trying to save and not really had money. So I've talked to Danielle of way I can still be a coach, but not have to buy a Shakeology right now because I actually have 3 packs of Shakeology in my closet. I just realized I had when I cleaned my room the other day. So
okay, well, one, check the expiration date. Check the expiration date on those. 2, I wanted to
Come
tell
on.
you too, if you send me your address, I actually have 3 full boxes of Shakeology. So I will send you a week's worth of Shakeology that you can try and have your own testimonial, see how you feel, tell your parents. And then I know that you'll love it. And then, you know, just having that, I would love to like be able to send that to you and then, you know, get back on board. Cause I honestly, it's changed my life so much that I want to do that for you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
No
That's
problem.
awesome, April. I had, you know, my whole life we had digestive problems in our family. So very similar. It would be nothing for me to go at least a week without going number 2. Very personal, but very real, right? And started Shakeology and every single day, no issues. And so then my dad, who drinks Metamucil every single day of his life, started drinking Shakeology and every single day. My mom went a while without Shakeology recently because she had a knee replacement, was off work, blah, blah, blah. All these digestive problems, got diagnosed with IBS, was going to the doctor and all these things. She started Shakeology when she started 75 medium with us 3 weeks ago. This just started 4 weeks and she's regular again. She's like, this is why I'll never stop Shakeology again. Just something about getting those nutrients. It's incredible. And if you can have that experience, like what April's saying, get that experience and be proof of how much it's improving your health, you will never turn back on it. That's why I've drank it for 9 years.
And I shove all the spinach in there because if I don't have to eat an extra veggie and I can put 2 servings of veggies in there, thank you.
Same. And my kids drink it.
Yes, my kids ask for it. Like my almost 2-year-old and 5-year-old, they love it. So I'm a kale girl.
I guess this turned into part Shakeology call. So
I know. You know what I was thinking too? I think it'd be really cool for us to do a what is Shakeology call sometime too. Just us and our experiences and have all the coaches share like their experiences testimonial, because I heard one time, well, multiple times, but facts tell, but stories sell.
Mhm.
And just to have people say like how it's helped them. I remember in the beginning when I was on coach calls, back when they were literally, you dialed in and we all were recording, it wasn't Zoom. And somebody told me that she was having debilitating neck pain after a car accident, and a week into Shakeology, she was like, her neck pain. And I was like, what? This is a lie. And then I was like brand new. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it is a miracle thing. So yeah, in our challenge group, we talk about poop all the time in our challenge group. We're always like, all right,
energized
for regular poops.
energized though.
So, okay, does anybody else have any questions? I'm gonna stop the recording and let us have a picture if you don't. Oh, please ask the host to give you permission to record. Just stop the recording.